the relationship has brought great benefits for both nations, particularly in trade and commerce over many years. I was recently at the high-level dialogue in Beijing on behalf of the Australian side, and I am very optimistic that trading relations will normalise. There have been significant trading ties in commodities over time, but then there were some tensions over a number of political issues which led to increases in tariffs on wine and lobster and other commodities. But I believe that tensions have now eased and that the trading relationship will resume because both countries have seen strong economic growth through that bilateral relationship.
Many countries, or I should say Western countries, are not decoupling but saying that they are de-risking from China. Australia, of course, has a little bit of a juggling act or a balancing act, if you will. How tricky is de-risking trade with China?
We have a massive trade surplus with China, so we're in a different position from a number of other countries where it's a trade deficit. Our trade surplus is very important to Australia. Yes, we do manage our strategic relationship with the United States and a very strong economic relationship with China. A number of countries are having to do that juggling act, but the more that the US and China increase tensions, the more challenging it is for nations who want to have friendly and strong relations with both countries.
China is heavily engaging in the Pacific, recently signing a deal with Papua New Guinea on security. How important is it for Australia to boost its presence and build relationships with neighboring countries?
We have been a significant investor in the Pacific for decades, and we have very strong relations with all the Pacific Island nations. They are nations that do require a lot of support, and we welcome support from other nations investing in the Pacific because they need that for their sustainable economic growth. We, of course, have a security relationship with PNG, which is very close, and it has been in existence over decades, recently renewed by Prime Minister Albanese. So as long as nations adhere to the international rules-based order, as long as they adhere to international norms and conventions and precedents, then we can work side by side in collaborating for the sustainability of those Pacific Island nations.
Australia last month struck a deal for offering residency to the entire population of Tuvalu, which is at threat of rising water levels. This is a security guarantee pact. How important a role could this climate change diplomacy play in the coming years?
I believe it's a very important initiative on the part of Australia. We are a significant economy. We are a very large nation in terms of size and space, and we do have a significant Pacific Island population in Australia anyway. I think it's entirely appropriate that should there be risks caused by climate change or other natural disasters in the Pacific, that a nation like Australia should offer support. And I, for one, applaud the initiative of offering residency to Tuvalu citizens who may be affected by climate change. Of course, it's a matter for them, but they need these options, and I'm pleased that the Australian government has offered that option to them.